Hi everyone, Shannon here from frugalbeautiful.com coming at you today with a reader question. So, many of you know I recently relocated from California to Chicago, and I think to many people's amusement they wanted to know exactly how that went. So I'm going to tell you exactly how I prepared to relocate from a very warm area of the country to a very cold, windy, and horrible in the winter area of the country. So if you're getting ready to make a move like that, I have some shopping tips that will help you get your wardrobe ready for a warm and snuggly winter. Alright, so we're going to go today from toe to head, and we're going to start with boots. Yes, boots are super important for city living in the cold. Now, to disclose, if you are living in the backwoods of Wisconsin, these tips may not be so great for you. You're going to need something way more intense, especially if you have a car. You're going to need a whole different set of wardrobe items, but I'm sure you'll be savvy to that. If you do a lot of walking in the city in crowded conditions, these are better tips for you. So, boots, first thing. These are actually Sorel Tivoli boots, and they are phenomenal. They are lined with like a polar fleece and some really cute red plaid. They are waterproof, which is great for both rain and for snow, and they are leather uppers, and they have great tread on the bottom. Now, funny story, my first winter here, actually no, before my first winter here, like September, I freaked out that I was going to get caught off guard, so I went online and ordered the most gargantuan, crazy boots I could find. I went online and got Sorel's other boots called Caribous, and they are seriously the biggest boots I could find. They were ginormous and heavy and wonderful. I actually ended up selling them on eBay because they were not practical for city living, but the lady who bought them from me in North Dakota, yeah, absolutely loves them. So if you're living in the backwoods of Wisconsin, like I mentioned earlier, go for the Caribous, but otherwise get something that's waterproof, leather-based, or synthetic, and make sure that they're lined and they have great treading on the bottom. And that's exactly why I recommend the Tivolis, because they're great for both rain and snow, and they're not too heavy to be impractical. So Tivolis, love these boots. Okay, working our way up from toe to head, the next thing you're going to need is boot socks. Now, of course, you can get away with regular white cotton socks, but you're going to want to make sure that they're either calf length or knee length. I absolutely love getting a wool blend boot sock because they are super snuggly, comfy, and they help, because they're a little bit thicker, to protect against the wear and tear that winter boots might have on your legs. They cut in a little bit, so you need something thicker. Plus, they're warmer. I got these wool blend socks at Marshall's, but I've seen them also at Target, Walmart, Bloomingdale's, wherever you shop. You can get a good pair of boot socks, but make sure if they are 100% wool that you wash them by hand, or at least you don't throw them in the dryer because wool shrinks and it pills. So make sure you're careful with your boot socks. So, boot socks, wool blend, highly recommended. Now, working our way up, the next thing you're going to need is something to keep your legs warm. As much as I would love to tell you jeans are enough, they're not. Welcome to the Midwest, kids. You're going to need something thicker. So, the much acclaimed long underwear, you're going to need a pair. They also call them thermals, right? These are actually polar fleece leggings. Now, I wear these underneath skirts to make my skirts and dresses last a little bit later into fall and early winter. Do a quick Google search of polar fleece leggings. These are phenomenal. They're like wearing a sweatshirt on your legs. I absolutely love polar fleece leggings. Another trick you can use is to take several pairs of tights and layer them. I've taken just regular black tights with lace tights over it, add some warmth, texture, and make it look really cute and make my, summer, fall outfits last a little bit longer. But once you hit the dead of winter, kids, that's not going to work. So get some polar fleece leggings or some thermals. They also wear they have silk thermals, which I heard are great. Haven't tried, but would recommend on the use of some of my friends who absolutely love them. So leggings, you're going to need those. And working our way up, the next thing you're going to need are scarves. Now, if you lived in a warm temperature, a rectangular scarf like this would be absolutely perfect. Something in cotton or silk. You're going to need something in wool or something super thick to layer and get really snuggly, because the wind seems to just find its way underneath your jacket. Rectangular scarves are great, but if you're living in a windy area like Chicago, you might want to consider something a little more heavy duty, which is why I recommend what they call the infinity scarf. This is also known as a cowl neck scarf, a loop scarf. Basically, and I got this one at Forever 21 for like $10. What's great about this, if you live in a windy area, is that you simply loop it over, and that way if you don't have it tucked into a parka, if the wind picks up, it's not going to blow off your person or hit somebody in the face or just get tangled up in your stuff when you're running from work to the train on a cold, blustery winter day. So invest in at least one good loop scarf that's heavy knit. This was like $10 at Forever 21. Trust me, it's well worth having a different kind of scarf that tucks. So the next thing is your jacket. Now I know you're gonna be tempted to get away with a pea coat, but honey, trust me, once it hits like 10 degrees outside, you're gonna be hating life and you're gonna wish you had something down to wear down. So this is actually a coat I got off bluefly.com on clearance. It was awesome. This is by DKNY, and this is 80% down. Oh yes, go big or go home, kids. Even the hoodie is lined. It even has warmth in the hood. What's a bummer about this, see if you can get a hood with a drawstring in it, because again, that wind picks up and the hood flies off your head and it's really ridiculous. But you're gonna wanna get something with a high down content. You're gonna want it at least past your tushy to keep you warm. And if you can't get the hood line, get the hood line. This also is handy because it comes with a zipper and snaps to make sure the wind doesn't cut through. So make sure you look for that in your parka. Next thing is keeping your ears warm, because what I will tell you, what I've learned the hard way, is there's nothing that makes you miserable faster than an earache when you're trying to get home and it's cold outside. So if you don't want to go for the full-on hat, what I would recommend is a knitted headband. They have these in chenille, cotton, wool, whatever. They have them with cute flowers, rhinestones, whatever you want. This is a cheapy one I literally picked up for $2 at like Target. So you just put this on. I'm not even going to do it because it's like, screw it. Put it on, covers your ears, keeps you warm, and that way it doesn't mess up your hair too much. They come in a lot of cute varieties, so don't think if you're naive like I was that this is just something cute to do with your hair. It's actually a very handy survival mechanism to keep your ears warm. So get a headband for like $2 if you don't feel like wearing a hat. But speaking of hats, Ralph is just having a good time. Oh my goodness. He's got a cold, it really sucks. So you're gonna wanna get a hat, and though it's very tempting to have a cute little hat like this, I picked this up at Forever 21 again to match the scarf. You can see a hat like this has lots of holes in it, and you're definitely not gonna wanna wear that. So that's exactly why I threw it on the floor, because it just doesn't do anything. What you will wanna do is get a hat that has ridiculous ear flaps like this. Okay, so it's not necessary you get ridiculous ear flaps, but come on, it's adorable and totally like Midwestern-y. Isn't it lovely? And your ears stay so warm and you look like a big idiot. I'm sorry, I absolutely love it, and I don't regret buying this hat whatsoever. So get a hat that's warm and you will be a happy camper. Make sure your ears are covered. And the last thing you're gonna wanna make sure you get are gloves. Yay, cold hands suck. You're gonna be tempted to get really cute fuzzy ones that come in like adorable colors and are chunky and adorable. Don't. Just get something practical when it comes to gloves. You can wear cute leather ones any other time of year, but when the going gets tough, you're gonna want fingerless gloves. Do not get the knit kind because they fray, especially if they catch on things. Just get cotton, like fabric ones. I picked these up at Target. So they're fingerless here, and then they have a little section that folds over to cover your fingers when you're not using them. Now they do have really cool like touch finger gloves, so if you have like a touch screen, those are great, but you still want to be able to grip things, and I would still recommend these better than the other ones. That way you still have grip, you can still use your touch screen, and you can actually use them productively. So get something with a fold over flappy, and do not get the knit kind because they have a tendency to catch on things and fray when you use your hands a lot. So that about wraps it up, everybody. So I'm just gonna wear my ridiculous hat for the rest of the snow day and stay nice and cozy and warm. And I will see you back at the Frugal Beautiful blog. And if you have any other questions, be sure to send them my way, or hit the share button or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anyway, stay warm, keep rocking, and I'll see you back at the blog. Thanks.